Welcome back, everybody. My name is A-Predator54, aka Adam, coach of the Mid-Chesney Park Slowpokes. And today I bring you the draft analysis for Season 4 of Soldew Association, aka SDA. The Latias division is our upload required. The fellow coaches will be in the link in the description. So go ahead and check them out with their draft analysis. And the way this works is we get 115 points for 10 to 11 Pokemon. At the end, we have 18 points for a Terra budget. Anything 10 and below can Terra. And I actually made it a little bit interesting. Mons like Blastoise, Venusaur, Feraligatr, normal stuff low tier wise that would not be able to Terra, including like mons like Poltergeist, were allowed to, just to make things interesting. That, and I truly want to see if they are low tier or not. The only real bans that I actually agree with are Regidrago and Regieleki, because with Terra they can just endgame spiral. And without further ado, let's hop on into the team. I was picked number 4, and I'm about to show you my first Pokemon. Disc in Terapagos. I'm surprised this made it to me at pick 4. I honestly was not expecting this little guy to make it. Unfortunately, with the Synchro Machine, you cannot make it go into his Terrestrial form. But this little guy, you know what it does. Terra Shell is absolutely bonkers. With full HP, I take half damage from any hit. I believe that also would make it easier for weakness policy to pop off. I want to test that, like Rock Polish, chew a fighting move, have weakness policy, and see if it actually goes off. It's one of those abilities like Disguise or like I would say Full Baked Body, or no, what's another good ability? Oh, Filter or Prism Armor with Terra works, which should be interesting. This little guy being able to Rapid Spin, Calm Mind, Rock Polish to set itself up, has access to Flamethrower, Earthquake, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Dragon Pulse, Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, coverage galore, even Power Gem. And it also gets access to Toxic. This is one of the few Pokemon that's not a poison type that gets Toxic, which is incredibly good. The drawback is this Mon does not get a form of recovery besides Rest, which is not recover at all unless you run the Rest Sleep Talk set, or if you're Resto Chesto to get yourself back to full HP. But Terapagos being the value it is, especially as Spinner and pure normal type with its bulky stats, it's like 85 speed, 115 special attack, 110 speed def, 105 attack, 100 I think it's 100 attack, and I can't remember the HP off the top of my head. But overall, this thing is bulky. I look forward to using it. And without further ado, we will hop on into Mon number 2, but let's see if I can go in the water. I cannot. Turtle Power managed to scramble out of the water. Alright, on to Mon number 2. Alright, for pick number 2 of the draft, and for 14 points, I thought this was a steal, and the fact it made it back to me was very good. We got the OG Necrozma. This with Prison Armor takes, I believe it's 33% less damage to super effective moves, which is incredibly good, allowing this thing to Dragon Dance. Unfortunately, it lost access to Agility and Rock Polish, but it still has Trick Room, Iron Defense, Calm Mind. I believe it gets Body Press now. I'd have to double check that. But this realistically is not a Mon that should be allowed to Terra ever, unless it's standard. But this thing is still a good Pokemon. I wish it was still the Sword and Shield variant where you could just automize. Actually, no, it got automized on Agility last gen. Just chew a hit, get weakness policy off, and proceed to sweep. It's incredibly good. This gets access to Photon Geyser, which, depending on if it is special or physical, whichever is higher, it does that damage to the opponent. That, and it ignores abilities. This can override Unaware, Well-Baked Body, gets... what's another one? Oh wait, Well-Baked Body doesn't matter. That's for fire type moves. Ignore me. What's another one? Oh, Filter. It ignores Filter if I swing into a Terra Poison Reverum. Photon Geyser just ignores Filter. That's a better example. But overall, this being a rocker, access to Knockoff, Trick Room, both screens, setup galore, Stone Edge, Rock Blast, you name it, Earthquake, X Scissor. Overall, it is still a phenomenal Pokemon. It is a toolbox, and I look forward to using this Pokemon. Without further ado, we'll hop on into Mon number 3. Alright, Mon number 3 for 13 points. I figured I'd give this Pokemon a try. We have Archaludon. I want to see what happens with this Mon with Electric Shot, see just how bulky this stapler remover is, because it's not a bridge. This is a stapler remover. You cannot tell me otherwise. Granted, when it Electric Shots, it becomes a bridge, but this just looks like it should have the move Crunch and just Bite. Or just the move Bite in general, or like Super Fang and clamp down on things. Archaludon, you are a bulky boy being Steel Dragon with access to Stamina, which is incredibly good. This gets access to Body Press. Okay, now it's a damn bridge. Oh my god, I did not think you'd be this cute sleeping. Alright, you caught me off guard with this. Aw. But anyways, this being bulky boy, stamina boost, chew a hit being able to bring in and chew a ground move better or a fighting type move better after one stamina is amazing. This getting access to Aura Spear is also very good. I can smash into dark types. Flash Cannon, Heavy Slam, gets Body Press, gets access to Draco Meteor, Dragon Pulse, I believe, Thunderbolt and Flamethrower as well. And it gets access to Mirror Coat, allowing me to reflect double damage back to my opponent if I'm hit with a special move. So I have Stamina boosting myself, slap an AV on this, then click Mirror Shot and one-shot a special attacker in response and get a defense boost. Sign me up, because this guy is ready to rumble. Without further ado, we will hop on into the next Pokemon. For my next pick and my Terra Captain, I ended up taking the legend itself, Flygon, for 10 points. This is Terra Electric, Fairy, and Poison, because I need to be able to hit grass types very hard. I need to be able to hit other dragons and be immune, so I'm Terra Fairy. And Terra Electric with Levitate just has no weakness unless they are Mold Breaker. But all in all, Flygon, you are such a beautiful boy or girl. And you've got slight buffs this gen too. You got like Alluring Voice to take advantage of Terra Fairy. You ended up getting Stealth Rocks. Finally, sweet Jesus. Finally getting Stealth Rocks. Granted, there's a few other things I wish you would have got, like Knockoff, but beggars can't be choosers, and what am I knocking off with these tiny, tiny wings? But overall, this thing, it's hard. Can be physical or special. Run Throat Spray, Alluring Voice, Terra Fairy to get +1 special attack, gets access to Agility, gets access to Dragon Dance, allowing me to hammer things on the physical side and boost my speed. It has a respectable base 100 attack and base 100 speed, but after a Dragon Dance, it still does a lot of work. Flygon, do me justice this season. I want to see you pop off in certain matchups. That you are just a beautiful shiny. And if all else fails, I have other. I can make Terra transactions, but I don't know. I think I might keep this the entire season. Did I need Dual Dragon? Probably not. But you can't resist a Terra Flygon when you can Terra a goddamn Flygon. And without further ado, we will hop on into the next Pokemon. For my next pick, this was a mon I also considered for a Terra Captain, and I just realistically wanted to try out in draft just to see how good it is. Um, People think it's weaker than the other two, but I chose Pheasantipity. And if you know, you know, because the bird is the word. Granted, this thing, I don't know what's up with this thing. It gets Toxic Chain and it gets Technician. With Nasty Plot or Swords Dance, it can now do Technician boosted hits and just hammer things, or it can just be a bulky Assault Vest user and stall for damage. But all in all, being able to get a free toxic poison on something just by hitting it is incredibly valuable, and I can just do that simply off U-turn. This even gets access to Beat Up, which on a lead is a 1 in 6 chance, unless they, I believe, are Covert Cloak, to badly toxic poison them, which is still incredibly good. That, and it allows me to hit Psychic types. Granted, it's not going to kill them, but all in all, it's good. This can be physical or special as well. Like I said, it has Nasty Plot, it has Sword Stance, gets access to Quick Attack, Tail Slap, gets access to Gunk Shot, Play Rough, Poison Jab, U-Turn as well. It gets access to Roost, so it can actually stall things out, and it gets access to Toxic. I wish it got access to T-Spikes, but beggars can't be choosers, and I just look forward to using this mon. And for some reason in this game, the flying types, when using the Synchro Machine, just won't land and fall asleep. But, it's still a turkey, or a pheasant, or whatever you want to call this. But for 9 points, I look forward to using this thing, and we will hop on to the next Pokemon. Alright, for round number 6, I honestly did not think this would even get to me. And I haven't used this thing since my first draft of Scarlet and Violet. I believe I had it in CBN, and I very rarely used it. But we drafted Iron Bundle. Round 6 Iron Bundle for 17 points. I will take it. That, and I just had to go to the snowy area because I wanted to be a little bird on skates, and you can see for obvious reasons. I just wish that when I hit the speed up that this thing just took off with the little cannon out of its back, but beggars can't be choosers. Can I jump off of this though? Oh, I fall down. Okay, I fall on my butt. But having access to Freeze Dry, Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, shame it gets Chilling Water and Water Pulse with its other moves, which basically don't really do much. This mon, realistically, in order to be perfect, needs access to a move like Surf. Don't have to risk a miss, don't have to do anything else. But if I am in Booster Energy or in Electric Terrain, I can either get a special attack boost or a speed boost, allowing me to run like choice specs with +1 speed and electric terrain. If I modify the EVs correctly, there's a defensive set you can run. There's a attack boosting set you can run with Acrobatics, Ice Spinner, which is actually pretty funny. Plus, like Drill Peck, Icicle Spear. You name it. This mod can be a lot of fun. This even gets access to flip turn to be able to pivot itself out. But all in all, Bundle, you are adorable. I do not know if you have a sleep animation, and I kind of wish you would fall asleep now because I want to see if your eyes turn off. Or if you just like sit down. But I look forward to using this thing. If I can get it to not miss any hydro pumps, I will be golden. Freeze dry, being able to hammer all the water ground types in the game, as well as hit all the dragons or just hit all of the waters, is just amazing. And Bundle sleeps like that. Alright, that is interesting, and that is also very adorable. I look forward to using Bundle, and we will hop on into the next Pokemon. For my next pick and 8 points overall, I took my second Terra Captain. I took Sceptile, which is Terra Electric, flying and fighting, to just be able to hammer things and take advantage of the, well, if you see what I'm leading to, I need a terrain setter in order to trigger on Burden. This is also the counter to Webs, Intimidate, proc White Herb to be able to Sword Stance. I can also Leaf Storm, pivot out with Eject button, or I can use White Herb to get my special attack back. This even gets access to Dragon Dance as well as physical and special coverage. Being able to nuke things while physical with a Grass Knot, especially like mons like Great Tusk, is phenomenal. That and Terra Electric is just very good on this, allowing me to resist flying moves. Terra Flying is to propel itself with acrobatics if my item is gone. Now it's just doing a lot of damage. And Terra Fighting is to take advantage of Vacuum Wave. I may change this later on to Terra Dark because the end team cripples to Prankster. But we'll see what happens. And look at this beautiful boy. Fernando, we love you. With your little fern tail and your cute little face, I look forward to using you as a Terra Captain. And I hope you end up being incredibly explosive. And I look forward to seeing what you and Flygon can do this season. But without further ado, we will hop on into the next Pokemon. For my next pick, I got a value pick. And I'm honestly surprised I got this, considering a few of the teams had like Iron Boulder on it, Iron Crown was drafted. I took Pincurchin for 4 points. This being able to set up Electric Surge for not only Iron Bundle, but as well as for Sceptile to trigger to the Unburden is phenomenal. And this thing is just adorable. And I don't know why, but this thing has zoomies for something with no legs. Why is this moving so fast, yet it's base 15 speed? It makes no sense, but I absolutely love this little guy. And I look forward to using him. This even gets access to Spikes, Toxic Spikes, gets access to Scald. It's one of the few electric types that gets water type coverage, which is incredibly good. Access to T-Wave, access to just charts to get boosted by electric terrain. This even gets access to Liquidation and Zing Zap, which can cause my opponent to flinch. That is also very fun. Oh oh, that is adorable. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh my lord, why are you so damn cute? You little 4-point pincushion. Oh no, it does stretchies. But Pincurchin's here for support, prevents my team from being put to sleep, and pops off my terrain centers, which is incredibly good. This boosts Sceptile's Terra Electric. I wish it boosted Flygon's Terra Electric stab, but beggars can't be choosers because Levitate keeps me off the ground. It is still pretty good. Little guy, please put in the finest work, and without further ado, we will hop on into the next Pokemon. Alright, another Pokemon that caught me off guard that I was not expecting to get was round 9. Incineroar was still on the board, and I was in shock. Tony the Tiger was still on the board. And look at this shiny. I just had to have this thing. Access to Intimidate, gets Parting Shot, gets access to Brick Break, Close Combat. Darkest Lariat is now its own signature move and only on this mon. Bypassing defenses is incredibly good. This getting access to Flare Blitz, getting access to Earthquake, Flame Charge, gets access to Power Trip, gets access to Bulk Up. It can set itself up. Maintains Swords Dance. Overall, it was so hard not making this and Fezanipity Terra Captains, because this thing would have put in the finest of work as a captain. Like, look at this. Oh, God, I want to watch... I don't know if anybody's seen it, but Ultimate Muscle makes me want to watch that. Because it's just people fighting in a wrestling ring. And it's just nothing but a power struggle. But this guy, I look forward to using him. And he sleeps with a smile. Are you fucking serious? He smiles when he's asleep. That caught me off guard. Look how relaxed this motherfucker is. Tony the Tiger, wake the hell up. And that got even better. Alright. Is there attack animation for you? But this thing being able to not only break screens, bypass things already set up, like Stamina with Darkness, Lariat, you name it. Overall, good Pokemon. Parting Shot is good lead up for any setup sweeper. This being able to nerf attacks with Intimidate is phenomenal. I look forward to using this guy, and who knows, maybe at some point during the season I will make him a Terra Captain. But we say goodnight to you, sir, and on to the next Pokemon. Alright, for pick number 10, I decided let's do something outside of the box that I haven't used before. I normally prefer like fast offensive ghosts, that special attacking, or like mons like Poltergeist, or physical attacking like Cerulege, but this is a new one for me. I have never used Mismagius, and this mon intrigues me. This gets access to Levitate, which is pretty good, and I look forward to seeing what this can do. 60 HP, 60 attack, 60 defense and HP. It's not exactly the bulkiest thing on the physical side, but it makes up for it, and it's very, very strong. Special attack, special defense, and speed. I believe all of its speed is 105 and its speed def is like above 100. And its special attack, this gets access to Nasty Plot, Momentum, Destiny Bond, Trick, standard things for a ghost. But what makes this thing very cool is it gets access to, I believe, Icy Wind, Heat, I think Heat Wave. I'd have to double check that. But if I'm wrong, oh well. But this being able to do Thunderbolt, Icy Wind, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, while being set up, or just raw damage with the Life Orb, is pretty good. I wanted to run like Terra Electric with this thing, but Flygon seemed more fun at the time, and I look forward to actually seeing what this mon can do. Like, this thing floating around, it is pretty cool. It bobs, and it does a little flip when it attacks. That is adorable. Then this doesn't have that bad of a shiny. Like, compared to its purple, this is actually pretty good. Granted, this is nighttime. But I look forward to seeing what this Mon can do, and I hope it is worth the 7 points. But anyways, let's hop on into the next Pokemon. Alright, it's only fitting that it starts raining when I get to my last pick of the draft. And I hope you guys enjoy this Mon. For 8 points, I got my Amigo. That was with me in my first part of the playthrough of the entire Scarlet and Violet game until gym number 4. We got Flamigo, mi amigo. This thing being flying and fighting is incredibly good. Access to Scrappy, which means a ghost type cannot switch into this, meaning CC spam is absolutely busted. That, and I can also click Facade and bypass ghosts as well. So if this gets burned, I can just spam Facade. Realistically making it to where now they have to have a steel or a rock type to absorb that hit. But this chews both of those with its step. This gets access to Swords Dance, Bulk Up Tailwind, access to Copycat. Say you set hazards in front of me, you outspeed me, this thing comes in, I click Copycat, give you the hazard right back. But overall, this Mon, this hits very hard for its speed tier. And I look forward to using this thing. This is Hawlucha with no on-burden, basically. But Scrappy is still pretty good. Granted, this little balloon, whatever the hell this thing is, isn't the most bulky Mon, but what it makes up for is damage. All the damage. Oh, look, some starters spawn behind me. Why is... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's a Charmander in the rain. Sir, you're gonna die. I don't care if you die. Go away. Bop. But anyways, if you guys enjoy the team, tell me what you like about it down below in the comments. Check out the other coaches that are uploading. The links will be down below. If there's any changes you think I need to make to the team, also tell me down below as well. And like and subscribe if you have not. And without further ado, we will catch you guys later. And stay tuned for week number 1 when we face off against Wreck-It Mike, who I believe since I've known him has 7 championships under his belt, both Sword and Shield and SV. So it is going to be a monstrous challenge. But anyways, I've kept you guys long enough. Enjoy the content and stay tuned for more SDA battles. I'll catch you guys later.